faveur immérité ngayo nakutana nango écarté par tous ngande asenga mona ya yeso kitia bokondela ndanga na zamba bisika moto alukanga te alukanga te never leave me alone he never leave me alone. From today you be the one I go dance for my Lord. Bitumba nanga longa bikumba nanga ya mema bitumba nanga longa bikumba nanga ya mema alonga langa zanye oh na 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 alonga langa zanye si ndoto tenga azala luka kina salela ye na mitalinga na bangi pona monimbole.
Surnaturel, oh, oh, surnaturel. Jésus tape jamais poteau. Avec lui c'est assuré jusqu'à gogo. Toi qui as tout essayé mais sorti zéro, il est capable de te sortir du ghetto. Mon Jésus tape jamais poteau. Avec lui c'est assuré jusqu'à gogo. Toi qui as tout essayé mais sorti zéro, il est capable de te sortir du ghetto. Dans ta vie à Jésus, oh, mon héros qui siège là-haut. Il est mon soutien quand on me tourne le dos. Oh, oh, oh. Il est celui qui relève ceux qui sont KO. De zéro, il fait des héros. Dans ta vie à Jésus, oh, mon héros qui siège là-haut. Il est mon soutien quand on me tourne le dos. Oh, oh, oh. Il est celui qui relève ceux qui sont KO. De zéro, il fait des héros. Le Dieu de qui je parle est surnaturel.
Il est surnaturel.
Surnaturel. Surnaturel. Jésus tape jamais poteau.
Il est surnaturel.
Oh,
Surnaturel.
il est surnaturel.
Il est surnaturel.
Jésus, oh, Seigneur, oh,
Il est surnaturel.
Il a ouvert les cieux pour faire descendre la manne. L'eau est sortie du rocher. Il fait passer de la mort à la vie. Opère des signes, des prodiges. Il marche sur les eaux, guérit les malades, fait descendre le feu du ciel. Il tape jamais poteau. Il est surnaturel. 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 Oh, oh, oh.
Il est surnaturel.
Jésus, oh, oh.
Surnaturel.
Seigneur, oh, oh.
Surnaturel.
Tu es surnaturel.
Il est surnaturel.
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 Il est surnaturel.
Il est surnaturel.
Mon Dieu, oh.
Surnaturel.
Seigneur, oh, oh.
Surnaturel.
il a fait de moi un héros. Oh,
Il est surnaturel, surnaturel, surnaturel. Il est surnaturel, surnaturel, surnaturel. Il est surnaturel, surnaturel, surnaturel.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Ernest and Raw. I guess you didn't expect having me as your host, but I'm your host for tonight. We have a special guest. Unfortunately, your host, to whom you are used to, is right now on holidays. We couldn't just shut down the production. We needed to push it through. Tonight, of this afternoon, whatever you find yourself for this morning, we are going to discuss the church life. Our guest is someone that was born into the church, born in church, raised in church, got lost along the way, and find his way back. Yes, we back. We're back. H,
Oi,
we had a little technical issue.
yeah, I could see that.
Can you introduce yourself, please? Can you introduce yourself to our guest? Can you introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Henry Nana Kwame Dante, and yeah, I'm from Ghana, born in Ghana, raised in Ghana, Ghanaian to the core, and I had the
I,
had the privilege to move down to Amsterdam, where I met some very amazing people and made some very great friends. And yeah, today I'm based in the UK with my family. So that's what there is to know about me. I'm so sorry, guys, if I turn around a lot because I'm home alone with my son. So I'll be.
hey, listen, bro. It's honest and raw. So there is no apologies. It's honest and raw. Listen, H, first thing first. You were born and raised in the church,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right. How was that for you? Being born in the church. How did you understood?
I'm so sorry, but like just as I said, I have to do one thing now. What's up, Jay? You okay? Oh, sorry, I have to go change the cartoon. I'll come back.
Go on.
It's
Go
honestly,
on.
right?
It's honest and raw, bro. It's honest and raw.
I'll be working with you guys all over my house. So I think that by the end of it, you're going to know my house better than me myself. What do you want, Jaden?
Love it.
You what?
Love it.
You don't need this one. Okay, take what you want then. You got biscuits, you got chocolate, you got. Okay, enjoy. Can you imagine when I was actually at his age, I couldn't give any orders to my parents, and he's giving me orders all over the
Yeah,
place.
listen, we
Unbelievable.
were born into a different era. They are born into their era. It's their time. They are enjoying it. But back to the subject. You
Yeah.
were born and raised in church, right? How was that for you?
I mean, it was beautiful because I was very lucky to be born in the northern part of Ghana. So I was born in the 80s. You know, it was absolutely brilliant because when I was growing up, the church was really, like I said, I was born in the northern part of Ghana. So culturally, the way things were structured was quite different to how it was in the, like in the other parts of Ghana. My upbringing was quite interesting because I was born into a very heavily dominated Islamic population, which
All
is
right.
the northern part of Ghana. However, it was also so integrated and so welcoming that, you know, you could have a mosque here and then just next to it was also a church. So we all respected each other's like the cultures. I remember I used to celebrate Eid with my brothers and sisters from the, you know, from the Mohammedists, and I also used to celebrate Bakar Salah, you know, with them and everything. So it was quite an interesting contrast, but also it was beautiful in the sense that it was almost like a beautiful mergence of two cultures coming together as one, and with beautiful harmony, let's put it that way. So my upbringing in the church was completely structured in such a different way that it wasn't like how those in the south might have found it, let's put it that way. I grew up in a church whereby I was taught like to love all of, you know, my people around me or anybody that I see. I was brought up in a church where culture was very popular, like the popular and dominant, let's put it in that way. And I was taught quite a lot of amazing things in the church. So for my being born in the church, it was absolutely a joy to actually be called a member of the church.
All right. So if I understand it correctly, you were born in a community whereby, you know, Muslims and Christian, you know, coexist into the same place, right?
Yes.
In short. Uh you grew up in the church.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with God?
Well, that's quite interesting because I mean, I for as long as I can remember, I've never known myself to be a dumb guy, you know, because I'm always the kind of a person that try to figure out, okay, what is the easiest way to solve problems instead of like complicating my life. So I do remember at some point in my life, like in my later adult life, I met one of my Sunday school teachers, and he was so happy to see me because apparently I was one of his favorite students. I used to make them laugh a lot. And so he told me, or he asked me if I did remember my favorite Sunday school quotation, which I said absolutely not. So he said to me, well, my favorite Sunday school quotation was John 10:30. You know, and then actually today, growing up and, you know, thinking back at it in hindsight, you know, it's actually a powerful thing because most of the times we don't even realize the things that we say, but the things that we say ends up actually being a reflection of our lives in the tomorrow to come. Because it is from all of these things that I learned from the church as a child that I suppose as I was growing up and then I got to a point where I thought, you know, I had lost everything and then I needed to find something in order to come back to where I need to be. I could easily relate to myself to coming back to God. Let's put it in that way. So my upbringing in the church in my early days, early is absolutely wonderful. I couldn't have faulted it because, like I said, I was born and I was raised in Ghana, and the ways that things are done and structured over there is quite different to the Western world. Let's put it in that context.
All right, you said something. You said something that I would love us. I would really love us to go back. You said losing it and trying to find your way back to God. Can you elaborate on that part, please?
Yeah, I mean, we all grew up, you know. Yeah. Sorry, like I said,
it's honest and raw. It's honest and raw, bro. It's honest and raw. We cannot hide. We cannot hide our kids. We both have kids. We cannot hide our kids. It's honest and raw. So we
Right.
give it to you honest and raw. So if our kids are around, it is it is what it is. Bear with us.
What's it saying? Are you okay? Are you okay? What?
That's
Okay,
my
later.
godson. My godson.
And I'll see you now. Okay, you go one more biscuit. After the biscuit, you can.
Jaden.
Mama
Hey,
mia.
listen, we are their employees. We work for
Oh,
them. Anyways.
so sorry about that. So back to
Nah.
this. So back to the matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So so what was the question again? Sorry,
The
Jay.
question is, you voice out that you kind of lost. No, you lost your way and find
Yeah.
your way back. You find your way first of all. You find your way back to whom? To what? Love this. My
Um,
apologies, but it's honest and raw again. It's honest
yeah.
and raw.
I'm sorry, guys. It's annoying, but you have to bear with us. This is what happens when you have a 2-year-old. Yeah.
It's fine.
So in saying that, lost your way and then came back, I mean, the Bible says to us that for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, if there's anybody in this life who says that they have not backslided or gone into certain aspects of life where they shouldn't have been at some
Mhm.
point in their life, then that makes them say to God that God is a liar. Do you understand? So,
Not really. Can you just elaborate? Because you say so you're saying, how should I put this? How
so
should I
what
put this?
so what I'm saying is, if there's anybody who says that they have never committed a sin in their life apart from our Lord Jesus Christ,
All right.
through whom we have come to know the light, then that person then makes God a liar. So I myself included, of course, I felt pray for a lot of things in the past, such as womanizing, uh, joining bad company, but womanizing was actually the main thing in my life. Like I don't know, yeah. I mean, I was bad. I mean,
Uh, hold on. You saying something. You're saying something right now. I mean, it's honest and raw. Again, it's honest and raw.
and
There
that
is no shame. We are going to get real. So you born and raised in the church, correct?
yeah,
And at some point in your life, you go astray.
yeah.
um what led you to go astray? Because I mean, there is this myth, there is this expectation, especially in the world. Once you are in the church, there is actually perfection that is expected for each and everyone that called him or herself a Christian. So from that particular perspective, how come that you born in the church, you received teaching from Sunday school,
Oh,
baptism?
oh, so sorry, but also not to forget that my dad is actually a presiding elder as well.
Oh, so in other words, you say PK. Well, definition of a PK is a preacher man's kid.
Yeah,
So it makes the case quite complex right now. You being a PK, how come that a PK ends up going astray? Because the world should expect you to be perfect, if I'm not lying.
yeah. I mean, like the truth is, personally, me myself. I mean, I'm like I can only speak for myself because this is what I went through. Personally, me myself, I've never really been one to follow the crowd. I've always been one to do whatever I like seems best to me or seems fit to my to my thoughts as at the time that I am doing it. I'm just that kind of a person. Even till this day, I still am that kind of a person. So that being said, I mean, let's begin from the genesis of it all. Like I said, I was born into the church, raised in the church. However, um, my mom actually left and came to the Netherlands when I was quite young. So I never really, had the chance to live much with her. Yes, my son.
It's part of it.
Good job. Well done. So we are never better ball and what? Yeah. Capish? Good job. Yes, two balls. Yeah. And so so that being said, my auntie actually raised me and everything, and I was a very intelligent boy back in school, and I was the kind of a kid that a teacher would give an equation. Well done, good job, my son. More why I did. Mm-hmm. So I was the kind of a kid that a teacher will put like an equation on the board and will ask us to work it out in this formula and an alternative formula to the same equation, and then actually solve it and get the same answer. But just because of that, some teachers did not really like me much, like in school, and they tried to discourage that. And that's another thing that we'll talk about at some point in our conversation.
All right.
So that being said, like I came to join my auntie who I love dearly and I call my mother, and husband whom I call my father, who's also the presiding elder, like I said. So they raised me in their home, So growing up, you know, the beginning of life for every family is not easy.
Yeah.
And these two had also just met as a couple and had just gotten married and had just moved from the northern part of Ghana to the south to start life. So in the beginning, it was a very complex situation at home, and my dad was working, and my mom also had to do her thing, and then I'll come back from school and I wouldn't even be asked much about my homework and stuff like that. So I started to notice.
Happen.
Sorry, my wife was calling.
All right. Part of it, bro. Part of it, bro. I guess it is what it is. It's honest and raw. Anything can happen at any time, and I literally anticipated on it that this will happen. I mean, inviting a married man with the kids at home, you you have to anticipate. You have to bear in mind that sometimes the wife will call, the kids will be around. So my apologies, but bear in mind because this is going to be sweet. We are going to just bring out the real church life. Does it mean being born in church that you automatically save? Does it mean being born in church that you have to be perfect? Um, I wish I could explain certain things, but I'd rather just allow him to just share his story. And I guess he's done with the phone call and he'll be back with us. You're on mute. H, you're on mute. Unmute yourself. No, you're on mute. We can hear you. We still can't hear you. You need to unmute yourself. I still can't hear you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I still can't hear you. Do you mind to go completely? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I had to go into your settings. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. No problem. Go on.
Yeah. So what? So where was I? Sorry.
Dad and mom being too busy, newlyweds, getting together, you being in the midst,
Yeah.
no.
So I kind of figured out the pattern of of all of these things, and I began to fit to push my boundaries a little bit to see how late I could stay outside, and to see like just to manipulate the system, let's put it that way, and eventually that graduated onto me getting to the stage in my life where stealing became another thing in my life.
Wow.
So, oh yeah, I mean, as a young boy of, I don't know, like maybe 12, 11 thereabout, doing all of these things. So I would actually take some money from my dad's stash of cash, and then I'll take like one single note out, and let's say a conversion of about 30 euros a day at that age. So I'll put it in my shoes. Like, I'll pick up the insole of the shoe and put it in there. I'm sorry, kids, I'm teaching you bad things, but yeah, that's what I'm going. So 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 I'll put it in there, and then I'll go to school, and basically I don't even do nothing with the money. Like, I'll just take it and buy X for my friends and buy this and just stupid things, really. So like, my teachers also began to notice something like that, and then one day they called, obviously, my mom, and was like, "Why do you give your son so much money?" And my mom was surprised because at the time they'll give me like maybe I don't know, one CD or something, and then ask me to just go. Sorry, there's somebody at my door.
All right.
Let's see if it's mommy J. I'm so sorry, J. Oh yeah, it's mommy. Go. And my cat. I'm on the phone with Jackie. Jay, hang on, I'm coming. Sorry. I think that the audience are going to be really vexed at me. Just
Wow.
1 second. I'll be right back.
Really?
Yeah, 1 second. And then this time.
You need to pick up the grocery. It's honest and raw.
Oh, welcome, Jay.
This guy. I didn't expect this to happen. I'm really, really sorry.
I'm a family man. What do you expect? I heard you.
I didn't say anything. I love this.
This is called reality TV. Excuse me, the cat.
No, I don't want any reality TV.
What I mean is that this is
no.
This is the real life reality TV. Like, this is my life every day.
Yeah. So, well, for those that are single that wants to get married, that wants
think twice, please.
No, not think twice. He's giving you exactly what not to do. Yeah. You need to make sure that you keep the kid on check. You need to make sure that your wife goes to the grocery store on time before you go live. It's not wrong, I can say it.
Excuse me. You cannot be, you cannot come and be mentoring my life over here, okay?
I'm not mentoring your life. I'm just giving some advice, though. I mean, I had to run some errands this morning, but I made sure that all my errands were done. You need to see it here. All right. So, you have the perfect example of what not to do when you are married from my own brother. So don't worry. It's my own brother. I'm allowed to say that. We know ourselves. We can teach ourselves at that level.
This is what I call when the missus decides to leave you at home alone. Okay, now I'm by myself, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm back.
All right.
Now you can.
Let's go. because I mean you gave me some very important points, and I have to admit, which to me I'm like, all right, a PK's kid. For those that do not know the word PK is preacher man's kid, that decide at some point to just try to see how far extend these boundaries and start stealing. Yet you are a PK, you still in church, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you still in church, does it mean that your teachers, and now I'm coming for the leaders of the church, I'm sorry, it's honest and raw, and I'm going to be real on
Mm.
this one. Does it mean that the leaders of the church were not teaching you, the fundamentals of the Bible, what to do and what not to do?
No, but I mean, like we cannot. Okay, that's beautiful. Jaden got his tips. Okay, no, thank you, my son. But that is busy now, so go to mommy. I'm coming. Okay, good job. Close the door, please, Jaden. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's very beautiful. You have tummy? Okay, go and eat. Okay, close the door, please. It's very beautiful. Not too long. It's fine. Oh, jeez. Mamma mia. So, I'm so sorry, guys. It's not going to happen again. I know it's very distraction. So no, I don't think that the leaders of the church are to blame for any of this, because like it's just like a kid who goes to school, right? So when you go to school, your teachers would your teachers
We-
would basically teach you everything that you need to learn or you need to know, but it's up to you as the kid to decide whether or not to actually do your homework or to study in the right manner, or to or to do this or to do that. So as for that, that is between the teachers. I mean, that's between the students and their books. So it's the same thing with this. In this respect, I will not blame any leader for anything, because they did what they have to do. I mean, they can only teach you the word, they can only imprint it in your heart. But as to whether you follow the word, that nothing to do with them.
Okay, fair enough. So then, you decide to go astray. How did the womanizing came into the picture in your life?
Yeah,
How did that start?
I'm I mean, like I went to a boarding school. Let's not forget that. And as at the time that I was in the boarding school, I was not necessarily a virgin, but I was a virgin to some extent, because I had already been exposed to, to sexual activities, but I was at the same time to kind of naive to some degree. Let's put it that way. So I was exposed to sexual activities as in. So yummy. Enough. Okay, thank you. Close the door. So I had already been exposed to to a pornographic movie as at the age of, I don't even know how old I was when I was first exposed. But that being said, so obviously once you see something, your brain also begins to relate to it.
Mhm.
Then so I kind of knew exactly what this was and what that was. And if not for anything at all, I studied biology. Let's not forget. So I had also gotten an idea of the female sexual part and this and that in junior secondary school and stuff like that. So going to the secondary school, obviously as a guy, you know, oh
Wow.
god,
No,
like
no, 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 go on. I mean, it's honest and raw, because I mean, the beauty of it is we are looking right now at the beginning of your life. And I
oh,
mean, I'm blessed to see the other side, or the other side today of your life. We all know a lot of
yeah,
prayers went on the ground, but Thinking deep about it, okay, you got yourself into all this, and at which moment? I mean, you came to the Netherlands. We're together in the same church. I
Mm,
mean, we are brothers.
mm.
We receive the same teaching. So the question will be, how come that you still kept on going on that path?
I mean, like the thing is, like I said, in the beginning, going to secondary school, um, in secondary school, there's an unwritten law in every secondary school in Ghana, to be honest, which is when you go there, it's like the dog eats dog, dog eat dog world, and you've got to be smart, and you got every character out in this world also over there in the secondary school. So it's like we we got we got the how do I put them we got those that are into scripture, and then meetings and student unions and stuff like that, which in other terms we call them crife. Like we have the crife crew over there. We have the thieves also there, which in my school we used to call them kwakwe, which is a mouse or a rat, So we got them also there. We got also the players there, we got the dadabis also there, which are those that are coming from influential backgrounds, and we also got people like me who are more like, okay, spot a great opportunity and then do something with it, so it was a very mixed, weird kind of a system over there. So what really led me into womanizing was not necessarily even anything. It was just uh there came a time at school when and everybody goes through that cycle, except for if you're from a very wealthy family, which I wasn't from, whereby it's like people actually don't have any single penny on them. If that even makes sense, it gets to a point where we call it the hala period, where you basically have to scrape for everything back in school, and so you have to be smart in trying to convince a girl to like you and stuff like that. And back then it was just a joke, but that's how it always begins. It's a joke. It everything that becomes a major thing starts as a joke. So it started off like a joke, like a joke, like a joke, and then by the time that we all realized, it had exploded into becoming a character. It had exploded into becoming a skill that has been well perfected, that it is on a track record of almost 90% certain that whatever girl that you actually do want, you will get. And
Wow.
like it was so stupidly put into us that if you don't do this, then you are not like you are not a smart guy or something. And even people went to the extent of going to see fetish priests and stuff like that to give them inclinations for girls and stuff like that. Thank God I never got to that extent or to the extreme, but then I knew a lot of friends who also went into that lifestyle, and today I'm not sure where they are, but I really pray that that they had a second chance to also come out of it, just like some of us have.
Wow, that's deep. Anyways, so that is your background in Ghana, and from there you move to the Netherlands.
Yeah,
From the Netherlands, you end up in the UK.
yeah, man.
Um,
That's where it gets interesting.
I mean, that is where it really gets interesting. Did your moving from the African continent to the EU change you?
uh, back then, no, I wasn't expecting that question, to be honest. No, but
It's honest and raw. I told you. I told you it's honest and raw. We are going to be real with each other. We are
yeah,
really going to be real with each other before getting to the safe part. We are going to be real with each other.
I'm actually really glad that we didn't go over the questions before we spoke, and then just like he hasn't choreographed nothing. I don't have any clue where the questions are coming from. I'm just answering it as they go. Yeah, no. So when I came to Amsterdam, I mean, coming from Ghana to Amsterdam, the only difference was the fact that I had come to actually be with my mother, whom whom I really love so much, and I have so much respect for, because my mom, I can say that, actually shaping me to becoming the man I am today. I know that
Mama,
I like that. I know that I had experiences in Ghana with my parents and everything, but then um yeah, like in the Akan language, there's a saying that goes like Obata Inkwana enim, like Akolane Papa.
yeah.
So, and what that basically means is it's only the mother of a child that knows the father of the child, really. So if you don't get that solid foundation from your mother, for me, it is absolutely, no offense, but then it is quite disturbing, because my mom actually shaping me. I had this mentality also in my head whilst I was in Ghana. Like I had to bust my way through everything. You know, that was the mentality that I had in Ghana, and I came to the Netherlands, and my mom actually taught me that that was not necessarily the way. There was actually much intelligent ways of dealing with things than just using the fist, or being aggressive over situations and stuff like that. So that's where I began to really adapt in my thinking and the way I do things. But in terms of the general consensus, no, because I was so Ghanaian to the core, because when I came from Holland, I'm from Ghana to Holland, I came into the Ghanaian community. So, and although people are traveled, especially our mothers and our aunties and stuff, although they've traveled, but to some extent, the way they do things mostly is still in the African light, really, even to their beliefs and stuff. So in that sense, no, I didn't. No, Holland didn't change me that much.
Okay, but while you got in Holland, you still in church, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if I may mention, with all due respect, you were also part of the choir.
Yeah.
So you being part of the choir,
Mhm.
which is you lead people into praises and worship, yet behind closed door, you still have your own life.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, like, you know what? Okay, let's put it in the way that it actually is. Um, I think that when I was in Holland, I was actually shielded from certain things, also to a certain degree. You know,
Mhm.
like you actually did mention, I was in the choir. I was part of the youth ministry. So were you. And then also, if you remember vividly, there was a point in time where the choir, and then the Church of Pentecost youth ministry as a whole, was actually a very close knit family. Really, it really was, to a certain extent. Like, you would meet this person, and then you meet that person, and you know, like you will not see, you know, I'm trying to really think of an example. For example, you not see Mabel without seeing Irene. Do you understand? So this is kind of the family that the Church of Pentecost had built whilst I was there for that period of time. There was a time where it collapsed, but then that's not where we're focusing on at the moment. That time will come. But then, you know, so in that sense, the church actually shielded us from a lot of things in that sense. Because like, I remember when Yo First went on and we all played our part in Yo First in terms of organization and preparation and this and that. And that was something that had almost never been done in the youth community in Amsterdam before. You
But
know,
how did that impacted your life?
well, that actually did impact my life a lot because you know, like, understand that there are rankings in the church. You know, there are rankings, like, people would not necessarily say it, but it is there. If you really look at it, you're going to see it. You know, we have some of our mothers whom you absolutely have to and must respect them, because if you fall on their wrong side, you know that that's the end of not just you, but also, you know, it could even be your family as well. And you, so it teaches you also to kind of know how to speak to a certain degree. It teaches you how to how to articulate your emotions. It teaches you how to be, I don't know, I don't have all the answers to this, but then, you know, it's a very deep, complicated system than people actually see it on the surface tension. JP, you actually know as well, because
No, I know, of
yeah,
course, I know. I mean, we grew up together into the same environment.
yeah.
We grew up into the same environment. I know, but our viewers are not aware of it. Well, let's move fast forward. You leave the Netherlands, you go to the UK. Anything. I mean, you know, the funny thing is, and I need to bring this on the table. I recently, during work time, I had a heated conversation with one of my colleague, and that voiced something out to me, because others were not believers, of course. I mean, if you work somewhere, you have believers, you have non-believers, you have Muslim, you work with everybody. And what happened is, you know, these guys were believing to their own religion, of course. And she was like, I respect you, but I do not respect your religion. So therefore, you guys will go to hell. And I'm going to use the last sentence, you will go to hell. While living your life, knowing the Bible, you see PK kids. Were you not afraid that your lifestyle will lead you to hell? I mean, I'm not judging. For the record, you know me longer than today. I'm not judging.
I mean, like, Jay, well, okay, for the sake of your viewers, you know, who do not know me personally, but then I've never really been the kind of person who, like, I mean, I've always been intrigued by God, and you know, I've always wanted to know His ways ever since I was a kid, to be honest. But then the thing is, after leaving Holland and coming to London, you basically have your freedom, you know. And coming to London too, I didn't necessarily have everything on a smooth sail in the beginning, you know. Like, there were a lot of disappointments from people that you never thought would ever disappoint you in this life. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were a lot of heartbreaking moments within the family. There were a lot of terrible things that was happening. You
But
know?
hold on a second. Hold on a second. So you move again, you just migrate from one country to the other. Of
Yeah.
course, it comes with its challenges. I mean, at that time, you were pretty much young, we were really young, and then a lot of these things happen. You know the Bible, you know the words, because you are a PK. and I'm gonna just keep on just
But
hammering
but
the
but
PK side.
but hang on. Like I was a PK, yes, but then like I was kind of a man of my own, destiny as well. Do you
But hold
understand?
on a second. Hold
No,
on a second.
wait.
No,
No,
no, no, no, no.
no,
Wait,
no,
wait,
no.
wait, wait, wait.
Wait.
No, 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 no,
Hang
no. Let me finish my
no,
sentence.
no, no, no. I'm not letting you go in on that. No, hang on. Because the thing is, yes, I was a PK, but then the thing is, I was a kind of a child, even as a boy. Like my dad, my dad had a strict rule in the house. Every morning was morning devotion. Like if you are a pastor's child, you will know. Or
But then, no, no. By then, we should expect. I
no,
mean,
hang
no,
on.
no. Let me, no,
No,
no.
but
It just. I want to emphasize something. Then we should expect that you being a PK, you having this beautiful opportunity. I mean, let's be honest. Not all of us were born into a house of PKs. Having these beautiful opportunities of having morning devotion, we had. I mean, my dad at the end of the day had to teach me and my siblings that, by grew up in the environment, what is morning devotion? What are you talking about? But you had the opportunity to have the morning devotion. You had
yeah,
the opportunity to be closer to the source, yet you
but
decide to go
mhm.
to live a different life.
Yeah, but then the thing is, like you see, this is where the word of God is much more impactful because look, you can hear everything and you can be told everything, but if you don't have the knowledge of the thing, or you've not experienced it in a different light, or if you've not had the opportunity to actually be graced with situations whereby you've actually encountered things, it's like a child's play. Basically, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter whether you are this or your father is this or your mother is this or your uncle is this. Hang on. It doesn't.
No, 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 no.
Wait.
Okay, go
No,
on.
there's actually a reason why I'm saying this, and I'll bring it to that reason in a second.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter because look, I was always a child that, for example, like I said, morning devotions was important at home. And then I would actually go in front of my dad and we'll be having the morning devotion session. I think that you frozen, JP.
Because it's time finish.
No. Hello?
Still can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear and you can talk.
Oh, no.
Hallelujah.
Hello? What's wrong with this thing? Can you hear me, Jay?
You can eat down quickly.
Oh, my days.
Finish.
I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe
You
I'll
need
have to.
help me, Henry. Please. Are you not finished yet?
No.
My apologies. We had some technical issues.
Mamma mia.
We had some technical issues. My apologies. My apologies. We back. My apologies.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. I mean, we just got frozen on the part whereby I was emphasizing on you being a PK, you having this great
I can hear.
opportunity.
Oh, my guests are here. Anyway.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this. I mean, actually, this is so beautiful. This is so deep. Normally the show is 45 minutes, and we have actually exceeded. We are really exceeded our time. I just wanted to extend it until maybe 1.5 hours. Unfortunately,
and then I'm so sorry to the viewers too, because in between I was dealing with Jaden and everything.
it's
So
fine, bro.
Next time you can enjoy 2 hours, but you need to pay money.
This is right.
That's my sister-in-law. That's my sister-in-law. Guys, we
Welcome to my life.
You can have
What?
10 hours, pay for money.
I will, Natalia, I will. Oh, H, what we'll do is, you see, your life has such a beautiful story. And that is one of the reasons why we decided, to bring you on board. We are going to have a second part where we would then discuss, your transition for what I would say I'll call the Saintful life, to trying to just live like the Christ-like life. That will be in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, this was just planned at the last minute. Really, we decided last night, like, you know what, we are not going to stop the show. We are going live because its life is a testimony and we need to share this. So once again, our apologies for my godson, my sister-in-law, but we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Hey, it was still beautiful. Welcome to my family.
Bear with us. That is how we are. We are just honest, and we don't try to hide things. We give it how it is, and it is honest and raw. See you in 2 weeks. H, thank you very much, bro, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
God bless you all, Charlie. Hey, and everybody going home too, make sure, okay, make sure that you don't do what I used to do as a kid. You don't go stand in front of the
It's fine.
bow down and then be sleeping.